Good morning, everyone. In our previous lab, we have finished with this three programs, right? One is negative of the image, another one is for the thresholding of an image, right? And the last, that is what we have done, is contrast stretching, right? Now what we are going to do today in this lab is write a program for histogram equalization, right? So you need book and pen, because first you need to start with that sum, whatever the summation we have done, no, that you need to do, and after that only you will be able to write the program, because here we will see first with the use of the function, right, the built-in function. It is just the 5-line program, right? But the second program over there, we are not using any built-in function, we are implementing this by our own with the formula. Okay. We'll just wait for 2-3 minutes so the others will have the setup over here in the lab. Okay, fine. So what we need to do with the histogram equalization, when you are doing this with the use of built-in function. So how to do it? Can anybody let me know here how to do that? Histogram equalization just with the use of built-in functions. IMHist. First is IMHist to just show you what is the histogram of that image. And then hist EQ, that is the function to equalize your histogram, right? So only that two lines and you are subplotting everything. So please implement first with the use of built-in function. I'm just giving you 5 minutes. You guys are going to share your screen, huh? So please do it. Okay? So please do it. And let me know if you are facing any kind of error. Fine, so I hope we have done this. This is what the histogram equalization we are doing with the built-in function. First, I'm reading one of the image, right, which is pout.tif. I2 equals to hist q of I1, right, because I want to equalize the histogram of I1. That will be stored into I2. So this is what your original image I1, this is what your new image I2. You are simply showing the original image, you are simply showing histogram equalized image, and for both images we are showing you the histogram. Right? So you will take some time, wait for a while for result. Right, so this is what you are getting. This is what you are getting as the result, right? This is what your original image, this is what your histogram equalized image. And your histogram is now onto the new gray levels. What was there previously? Previously it was like your all the histograms were at middle of your grayscale, right? But now what you have done is you found actually new gray levels, right? So it is scattered between 0 to 255 now. For that only we were having that formulas and everything, right? No CDF, and we were finding the probability, we were finding the frequency on that particular gray level, how many number of pixels are there, and so many things. Okay, this is what we have done. So now what we are going to do is we will again calculate that sum. So that what I said, no, we will do this thing into the lab. So see this. This is what your histogram equalization with another example. Be ready with your pen and paper, right? You are going to calculate everything. You are going to write everything. Then and only then you will be able to understand here the program. Otherwise not. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to understand the whole process step by step, because these are only the steps what we are actually doing into the program. Both the steps are same. Fine. Just do you remember this thing? That is why I opened this slides also. Here we were having 4 cross 4 image, right? Say yes or no, right? So here we are having 3 cross 3 image. This is just we have taken one sub image, sub part of the image, and we are applying this histogram equalization. Whatever we are doing with this 3 cross 3, the same process we are doing for whatever image is there, right? Whether it is 512 cross 512 or whatever it is. Okay, there is no change in that. Okay. So first you just need to write this. These are your image intensity values. Just like this, make one box and write this matrix 142, 513, 124. Do it everything step by step. Very quickly, book and pen. For those who are not doing this, what I need to say, when? Because step by step, once I'll finish it, no, you won't get anything then. Do it quickly. After this, Here you need to find the frequency of occurrence of particular gray level, right? So here you are finding that there is one grayscale value, or you can say intensity is one there, right? One is coming how many times? One time, two time, and the three times, right? So you are saying that the pixel value one occurs three times. Same way you need to find for 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is what we are finding, frequency of occurrence of each and every intensity value in your whole over image. This is what we have just taken 3 cross 3, but this you need to actually calculate for your whole image. Means if it is pi 1 2 cross pi 1 2, no. So for those many pixels you need to count how many times number of pixels with this gray scale level is there. Are you getting? Okay. So that you are doing here. Here they have given number of bins. So have you seen that number of bins equals to 5? So what it is? Number of bins means what? Do you know that? That is your L minus 1. Here your L minus 1 was 9. Right? So here it is given, that is 5. So you can see number of bins means L minus 1 equals to 5. So your intensity values would be between 1 to 5 only, right? No? Okay. Then here you are finding the probability of each frequency. You are finding the probability of each frequency. So how to find it? Frequency of 1, frequency of 2, frequency of 3, whatever it is, divided by number of pixels. So if I am finding here the probability of intensity 1, then I can say I am having 3 pixels out of 9. That is what called the probability. Right? So we are saying here 3 divided by 9, like that. I'll show you each and every step like this. I'll show you each and everything calculated like this. This is just I'm giving you overview. Okay. Then find the cumulative histogram of each pixel. How to find the cumulative histogram? The name itself says cumulative, means you have to add the other histograms also over here. So first you are finding here the cumulative histogram of 1. That is what number of pixels, means 3. Now you are saying here the cumulative histogram of 2, means it is cumulative histogram of 1 plus frequency of 2, means 3 plus 2. It means 5. Okay. Then you are saying here the cumulative histogram of 3 means cumulative histogram of 2, which is what the previous one, plus the frequency of 3. So here the previous value was 5 and you are adding here the frequency of 3. So 3 is how many times here? Only single time, 1. So 5 plus 1 equals to 6. Right? This is nothing but what you are doing is, no, this one. You are adding 6 plus 5, 11, 11 plus 4, 15, 15 plus 1, 16, and so on. Right? That it is. Then find the cumulative distribution probability of each and every pixel. So what you need to do here, CDF of 1 means cumulative histogram of 1 is divided with the number of pixels. So how many number of pixels are there? 3. So that is 3 divided by 9. Same way you are doing here, 11 divided by 9. Because here we are having 9 pixels only. Here we are having 16 pixels. That is why. So this is what you are doing. Okay. Then finally you are multiplying your CDF with number of bins. Here you were multiplying it with 9 because your L minus 1 was 9. Here you will multiply with 5. Okay. So that is 5 here, 3 by 9 into 5 equals to something. Okay. So finally you will get something like 1.66 or something. You will always round off the values, right? No, because you are not giving the value in the floating point because it is your new gray level. Previously it was 1, now it is replaced with 2. So wherever there is 1, here you will replace it with 2, 2 and 2. So here they have replaced 2, 2 and 2 because you found the new gray value for it. Same way you will find for all, right? So now do it step by step. A very first step you will write that what is image resolution or what is image size. That is 3 by 3 means total pixels are 9. Please write it down. Then you have already written this matrix 1 4 2 5 1 3 1 2 4. Okay. Then you are writing I hope my screen is now visible, right? I was disconnected in between. Fine. So I hope you guys are getting what I'm saying is say yes or no and you are doing it with me. Brumil, Rusty, Heenal, Isha, Kunj, Madhwan, Mahek, Parth, Ritesh, Shivangi, Shreya, Siddharth, Vani and Yashvi. Right? I hope you guys are doing this with me. Okay. Good. Fine. So you just need to find the frequency of occurrence of this all intensities. So that you are finding intensity of 1 means you found number of pixels 3. Right? Number of pixels 3. 1, 1, 1. After that you are finding for 2. So how many pixels are there? 2 pixels. For 3 it is only 1 pixel. For 4 it is 2 pixels and for 5 it is single pixel 1. Right? So that frequency you found, you have written over here. So please write it down very quickly. Because after that we need to see the program also, right? This is just the steps what we are following into program. That is why I am showing you this again. So is it done? Have you written this? After that, a very first step, that is P of Rk. Do you remember this? P of Rk equals to Nk divided by Mn, right? Number of pixels divided by Mn. This is what you are finding. That is what the probability of your intensity 1. Then the probability of intensity 2. This is what you are doing for all your 255 levels. But here we are just having 5 levels, so we are considering till P5, right? So that is what the probability. 3 divided by 9, 2 divided by 9, 1 divided by 9, 2 by 9, 1 by 9. Right? This is what the probability. After that, you are finding cumulative histogram. Okay. So what you are doing here, h of 1, histogram of 1, that is 3 plus 0, because we don't have any kind of previous value, only 3 number of pixels. After that, we are having the histogram of 1 plus frequency of intensity 2. So we were having 3. It means we are doing here 3 plus 2 means 5. Then 5 plus 1 means 6. 6 plus 2 means 8. And 8 plus 1 means 9. So this is what you are getting, yes or no? Right? Anil? Nahi, Harish. हाँ. Right? So how you are getting this, I hope it is very clear. So that is nothing but here this step, right? 6 plus 5, 11, 11 plus 4, 15 and so on. Now you are finding CDP. Fine, I hope that is over. Got it? Yeah. Here the people were discussing this thing. Step 2. Fine. Now, the step 3 is what? Find the CDP. CDP means cumulative distribution probability. Right? This CDP for each and every intensity level. So what you are doing is h of intensity divided by resolution. Okay, h of intensity divided by resolution. So here you are having 3. So 3 divided by 9. That is what your CDP of 1. Are you getting? Because you are doing cumulative. Cumulative means this summation. Summation of this divided by n. So here we are dividing 6 by 16, not 5 by 16, but 11 by 16. Then 15 by 16, then 16 by 16 and so on. So that what you are doing here, 5 by 9 here, 6 by 9, 8 by 9 and 9 by 9. That what you are finding, CDP of all. Okay. Then you are finding CDP with multiplying the with number of bins, means the last step, this one. S multiply with 9, because here I was having L minus 1, 9. Here we are having 5. So CDP of 1 multiply by bin size. So 3 divided by 9 into 5. 5 divided by 9 into 5. 6 divided by 9 into 5 and so on. So when you will calculate, you will get some value. Suppose it is 1.66, no? So you will simply consider round off value. Round off value means greater than 0.5. then you need to consider cell, otherwise floor. So 1.66 means 2, 2.77 means 3, 3.33 means 3, means your CDP of 3 means your previous intensity was 3, new is also 3. Your previous intensity was 1, but new intensity is 2. Your previous intensity was 2, but now it is 3, right? So on. Your previous intensity was 4, but now you are getting it new intensity as 5, and 5 will become 5 only, right? So this is how you need to change this matrix now. So change new matrix and let me know the answer into the chat box. So here that was the last step. Fine, very easy to calculate. Let me know the final answer here in the chat box. Everyone. Let me know the answer of new matrix. If you are not testing here, it means you are not doing the work. If you are not doing the work, then do the program by your own, right? A very simple thing. If you are not doing, do the program by your own, right? Still, I'm not getting any answers. So, should I remove you from the meet, or you guys are giving me the answer. Because see, this is the lab session. Here you need to work. Already this thing we have seen into our theory session, right? We have calculated this everything. Again, I'm showing you everything step by step, but if it is not fruitful result, then I should not speak. I should not waste my time maybe. So is it so? Say yes or no. Come on. Ami joined so late. So you won't be able to do this maybe. Drumil, Drasti, Henil, Heenal, Isha, Kunj, Madhwan, Mahek, Parth, Sachin, Shivangi, Shreya, Siddharth, Vani and Yashvi. Let me know the new matrix answer. That's what I'm asking to you. Is it so difficult to do so? Is it so difficult? Oh, what to do after this intensity level? I already explained, but you guys are not paying attention. Maybe that is the problem. I'm saying that wherever my intensity value was 1, now it is replaced with 2. That's what I explained. So then I'm saying that you need to redefine this matrix again. It is already shown to you that wherever I was having 1, now it is placed with 2. So wherever you are finding 2, you need to replace it with 3. So just to write this 9 pixels are so difficult task to do. Is it so? Two, 4, 3, 5, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Yes, correct, Madhwan. You are only the one who is doing the task. And rest of the others are sleeping. So maybe they need to leave the meet. They won't get the attendance, right? Two, 5, 3. Just let me check. Wherever there is a 4, there would be 5. Just let me check that. Here it was 4, right? So 4 is replaced with 5, right? No? It's 4.55. That what I am getting is maybe 4.44 is the answer. Sure, no? Okay, fine. So if this 8 divided by 9 into 5, where you are simply getting 4.44, then this value will become 4. So 4 will be same as it is 4 only. If you are calculating, see here in the lab, everyone is doing this task. So they will get to know here was the mistake. It's not 4.55, so it will not become 5. If you are calculating, you are not simply copying my answers, then fine. Yeah, yeah, it's 4.44. Great, Madhvan. Great. Fine. Now, do you know this? Such kind of program, such kind of sum you have already solved. I've given you the second example only to solve. If you don't remember, I'll make you remember this one, right? So the solution I have given here. All right. So you can solve this by your own with the same steps, right? With the same steps. Okay. Solve it and you will get the new pixel values like this. Fine. Okay. Now we'll move on to our program. Okay. So now I'll ask you the questions. Who are not giving here the answers? No, they will let me know how to do this stuff. Fine. So at the very first, what I'm doing here is, who will answer this? Ami, let me know in the first two lines what I'm doing is. You can unmute yourself and you can answer. In the first two lines, what I'm doing is, because now you are the only one who will explain me this program, because you guys are not interested to solve the sum, no? So maybe you are interested directly onto these MATLAB program. Ami, you can unmute yourself, or else I'll simply remove from the meet, right? If you guys are not responding, no, I'll remove you from the meet. You need to unmute yourself and you need to answer. I have already asked you the question in the first two lines. What I am doing, let me know. Everybody, please be prepared. And if you are not prepared, you may simply leave the meet. I'll take the attendance just now. Not Mahek, I'm asking to Ami. I'm asking to Ami, right?
Getting the image into the next.
Getting the image, fine. That what Mahek has already written, that is right. What we are doing into the second line?
Getting the image.
We are not getting the image in second line. We are getting the image in first line. I'm asking about the second line, dear. Yes? Is this so difficult?
Ma'am, can you? Size, ma'am, size.
Okay. So we are simply considering here the size, right? That what you are saying. Okay, correct. Fine. You may unmute. You may mute yourself. Okay. So here we are taking the size like this. But if you remember previously, we were simply taking the size like this. No size of GIM, right? And it will be stored into here the two variables. So why I am taking the size like this? Can anybody tell me this?
For making a histogram, because we need two 2D array. Is it so?
Yes, yes. We want only here the 2D array. That is correct. But why we are doing like this? Can't we write directly like this size of this into mn? Why we are doing this? That is what my question is. Yes, anyone?
We want to scale the histogram by our requirement.
Not exactly. Okay, fine. I'm showing you that thing. Um, Suppose you are reading any of the image, that is RGB image, right? I'll open the Octave here because already there I'm having my images. So see, here this image 2.jpg, do you remember that is the image of the Taj Mahal? Have you checked the size of that? Fine. I'm reading in I1. I1 is equals to IM read, and I'm reading that image 2.jpg. Okay, that's what I'm reading. Once I'll read this, check the size. I'm taking here any of the variable, that is m, a, b, c, d, whatever you want, equals to size of I1, right? Now just check the size of m. What it is? First two dimensions are for rows and columns, but here the third dimension, that is for your RGB plane, R, G and B. These three are the planes, right? Because this is what the RGB image. If the same way, if I'll read any grayscale image here, that I am read, and I'll read any gray level. You know already Einstein image is the grayscale image, right? So that I'll read. Einstein.jpg, right? That's what I'm reading. And then I'll check the size. Again, I'll take another variable n. N is equals to size of I2, right? No? So you can check what is the size of n. It's just 2D array, right? Just rows and columns. But if you want to read these two variables into the separate variables as rows and columns, that is why you guys used to take like this, a comma b, that you are writing into your square bracket equals to size of, and then you are writing I2. So what you are getting here in A and B, A equals to 182, B equals to 186. So we can directly use that into our for loop. That was what the goal, right? No? But here you can check if I am having RGB image, then so I am writing in general, because I don't know what kind of image we guys are going to read. Okay, so I have taken just the first dimension, so I'm specifying the dimensions, first dimension and second dimension, to show you that we are having this size of GIM of first dimension into size of GIM of second dimension. So the number of pixels would be first dimension multiply with the second dimension, so I'll get the total number of pixels. Fine. I cannot directly write here size of GIM, so that's it, right? I'm specifying this dimension. If you want to do that more specifically, I'm showing you the code what to do. Here what we are doing is, if size of any of the image, whatever you have read, third dimension that is greater than 1, no, it means that that image is your RGB image. Fine. So that image I need to convert into grayscale. So you can check like this, whether your image is RGB image or it's a grayscale image. How you will check that into the condition? You will check like this, what I'm showing you, like that. Okay. I hope it is clear, everybody. Say yes or no.
Yes, clear.
Clear. Okay. What about you guys here? Clear? Okay. Right. So this is how you can put the condition, and then you can start with your actual code. So here we are having that code now. So here I'm just showing you your original image, right? And I'm just giving the title. This is what the original image. Now I'm taking one another output image, because whatever the changes I'll do, that is into my output image, not into the input image, right? So that image data type I'm specifying as an integer. Okay, so this is what my input image, this is what I want my output image for now, which is filled with the black color, right? And this is what I'm having my output image initially, and then I'll simply fill the intensity values. So this HIM, that is my output image, equals to UINT8, because I want it in integer, right? Zeros of which size? So size of GIM of 1 and size of GIM of 2. This is what I have written this code in general, not only for the grayscale, not only for the RGB. This is in general I am typing, right? So with this size, so it is very similar to like this UINT of 8, zeros of MN. Suppose if I have taken the size in mm, right? No? Simple? Easy to understand? Okay. Then what I am doing is, who will explain me this? Chalo, need to find. Drumil, let me know what this line is for. Drumil. What I have written this frequency and this probability of frequency and this three lines. First three lines, explain me. Yes? Drumil, you can unmute yourself and you can answer. I'm waiting for your response. Drashti? Drashti? See, if you guys are not speaking, it means you have just started your session and you are roaming somewhere else. Is it so? Or I'll explain, right? Whether you guys are listening or not, I really don't mind. Fine. That is what the solution. Okay. Fine. But in the examination, if you are simply finding the paper hard, no, then don't blame me. Frequency equals to zeros of 256 and 1. What I am writing over here is, I am specifying the number of rows and columns every time with the zeros. So what I am doing is, I am just writing here, or I am just creating one of the matrix, or you can say one of the vector. Either this is your row vector or it is your column vector. So what it is, I am asking. What is this, your row vector or it is your column vector? Think, again think. Number of column is 1. So it is your row vector or it is your column vector? It is your column vector, no? Single column, number of rows. Right? It would be like this as your vertical line. Okay? You can even consider here row vector. We really don't mind. You just need to create one of the matrix which will store whatever the values you have calculated, right? Why we have created this all the different kind of metrics to just store the frequency, just to store the probability, just to store this cumulative histogram, right? To store the different things, you have created the matrix here. Okay. So here you are having this frequency equals to zeros of 256 1. Why here 256? Everywhere wherever I'll create, no, it is of actually 256, not of 255. But you will ask that we are having the gray value still 255. So the answer is here MATLAB index is getting started from 1. And our gray values are between 0 to 255. So what you need to do is, your gray values are 0 to 255. But MATLAB index starts from 1. So whatever I am having with my value 0, 0, my grayscale value 0 means black color, that I'll store into number 1. Right? Whatever is there, grayscale value as 1, that will be stored as 2. So everything with plus 1. So I am having my last gray value, that is 255, that will be stored into 256, right? So I hope this is very clear. So always we will store everything into plus 1 something. If I'll say that gray value of 0 or the frequency of 0 is this. So wherever I'll find that I and j, I'll start my for loop with I and j. That very first value would not be 0, it would become 1, right? But I am finding frequency for 0th gray level. So I need to map that 0th grayscale value, but it will be stored into where? In frequency of 1, right? Every time we are doing +1, that you need to remember. Okay, +1. So here I am finding here the probability of frequency. For that also I am taking one of the vector, then the probability C, that is for the cumulative. For that also I have created one of the vector. Then here the cumulative I am finding final cumulative, where I am doing the summation of that all. That also I am creating one of the vector. And output. Output is actually containing your new intensity values. Am I disconnected or what? No. Okay. There only. Thank you. Into this output, what I'm having is I will be having the new intensity values. Like 1.66 was mapped as what? 2, right? No, so that 2 will be stored over here into this matrix. Fine. So I have just created few vectors which I'll use somewhere further. Okay. Now the very first task to do is what? Frequency counts the occurrence of each pixel value, right? And here the probability of each occurrence will be calculated by this prob f. So these two variables I'm going to use now, these two metrics or these two vectors you can say. I'll take the for loop that I equals to, it will start from 1 and it will end till whatever the size of your first dimension. Always your first dimension is for row and the second dimension is for column, right? So I'll be having just two for loops over here. Say yes or no. Hello, here.
Yes, ma'am.
Online. You guys are still sleeping, so I won't
Yes,
disturb
ma'am.
you. Okay. So that first I have simply taken here the two for loops. Okay. Then what I'm doing is, anybody who can answer this? Value is equals to GIM of ij. It means what? Suppose if I'm having array, right? Integer a of 10, 10. Okay. I'll create here for loop. One is for row, another for loop that is for column. Okay. And then if I want to access that particular element which is there on my, because see, here array will start from either whatever we will give initial value. Suppose I'm giving here integer I is equals to 1. It will start from there and it will end till this 10 or whatever it is, right? So I want to access here my very first row and very first column, right? That I am taking into one of the temporary variables. So temporary is equals to a of 1, 1. So what it means, whatever the element value is there on my first row and first column, that will be into the temporary variable. So the same thing what I'm doing here, check. Right? So what I'm doing is that I'm showing you here. In this octave, suppose I'm showing you my very second image, what I have read, I2. So what you can find here is, I'm considering my very first row and very first column, right? That value is 255 because whatever the values are here, no, they are intensities. And I just want to count how many times this 255 is there throughout the image. Okay. So first time whatever I am having, that I'll take into the value. So suppose here I am having 255 at the very first time. So that will be stored at where? Frequency of 256. Do you remember that? Plus 1, right? Always. Just 255, occurrence of 255, I'm storing at frequency of 256, right? So frequency of whatever is the value plus 1 equals to frequency of value plus 1 plus 1. Means I'm simply doing count plus plus. Okay, I'm finding first time this 255. So here what would be the count? Here the count is 1 for the very first time because here initially value would be 0, right? No, because I have calculated with zeros of everything. So each and every intensity initially is 0. So the count will be 0 at the very first time. So 0 plus 1 means 1. Now at very next time, wherever they will find the 255, no, here somewhere they are again finding this 255 here or anywhere, right? Here it will take your previous count. It was 1. Now they are incrementing by 1. So every time it will do count plus plus. So we will get to know now how many number of pixels are there with this intensity value. Say yes or no. Then next time you are getting 248. Same row but the different column. So it will take the value 248 which will be stored at frequency of 249. Right. So this is how it will work. I hope it is very clear. Okay. Then I'm finding here the probability of f. So what I need to do, whatever is the frequency finally I'm having, that divided by number of pixels. Fine. So that is what the probability f. Every time I'll find it. Every time I'll find it. Okay. Now you are taking one sum equals to 0. That is what the temporary summation, because we are going to calculate cumulative something. Means you want to do the addition over here, say yes or no. You want to do the addition, no, here, every time. So you are taking this sum. Number of bins are what? 255, because if it is 8-bit image, right, it will be having the gray shades 255, right? Then for I is equals to 1 to size of this probe f, size of probe f. So it will just consider it for 256 different values only, right? And what I'll do over here is I'm simply taking one single loop because my column is one only, no? Just a minute. Okay, fine. Again, back to this. Listen. So you just pay attention over there. So what we are doing here is we are taking one for loop here, right? Single for loop, because here my number of columns are fixed, no, single one. So no need to take another for loop, right? I just want one for loop that is for number of rows, means 1 to 56, right? So here we will write I equals to 1 to size of prob f, and what I need to do is I want to do summation of sum is equals to sum plus frequency of I. So that is which number step? What I am doing here is this or something else. You need to tell me. What we are doing is sum is equals to sum plus frequency of I, right? So this is how I'm finding first the frequency. Then I'm taking the summation value, right? That is into CUM of I, because that what I'm finding for that particular gray level. So suppose I'm finding this for 0th gray level, then first gray level, and so on. So that summation would be here in my CUM of I. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll find this, that is what the probability cumulative of I. So in that what I need to do, CUM of I divided by number of pixels. Okay, so that what I'll do. After that what I need to do is, once I'm having that, I need to multiply this value prob C of I into numbers of bins, right? That what I'm doing. So this is output of I is equals to prob C of I into number of bins, but I'll get the values like 1 point something into the floating point, which I don't want. I directly want this integer value. So I'll apply here round also. That is what the round function, which will automatically do the round of it, and then only it will store into output of I. Okay. So now your output of I, your previous intensity was 1, but for that now intensity is maybe 2 for our example, right? So new intensity will be stored in output of I. Now what you need to do is, now again you need the 2 for loops, right? Because you want to picture that thing into your here output image. Now you are simply plotting your new intensity values, right? So your image will be simply enhanced, right? So again back to the MATLAB here. Again we are taking 2 for loops. One is for row, one another one that is for column, and HIM of ij equals to output of GIM of ij plus 1. Why again here plus 1? GIM of ij means 0th gray level, suppose, but I want to place it, I want to take the value of output of 1, right? No, because that is stored as your 0th intensity. So that I'll get, and that I'll simply put into my HIM of ij. Okay, and I'll end it. I'll simply show you what is the output, right? So this is what we have calculated manually, not by using HISTQ function, but that function is also applying the same rules, same formulas. So we will get the image here, original one as well as the equalized histogram image.
Ma'am, can you repeat HIMIJ?
Which one?
HIMIJ, the second for loop.
HIM of ij, this one, no? The last line, this one. Say yes or no.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just a minute. I'll just show you the output, and then I'm explaining. Yes. So just check the output once. Wait for 2 minutes. पहले देख तो लो आउटपुट. Fine. So this is what we are doing this, right? Okay. This is what we have done manually. This is what your original image, this is what your histogram equalized image, right? Now you can start working on your program. Okay. Now somebody was asking about this, no, HIM of this ij. Suppose an output of I. Output of I means what? That is output of 1. Here I'll write. Output of 1. But output of 1 intensity is actually having 0th gray level value. Say yes or no. Right?
Yes.
Whosoever was asking, they can unmute their self and say at least yes or no. So I'll speak further. Else
Yes,
not.
ma'am.
Yeah, okay, Mac was asking. Right. So that is what the 0th gray level value. Now what I am writing here is into this code. See, output of GIM of ij. So GIM of ij means I want to change all intensities. So somewhere in this GIM of ij, I am getting here 0. Because that is what your 0th gray level. There would be maybe black color pixel, right? So that 0 I have stored over where output of 1, right? So how I'll get output of 1 here? GIM of ij, whatever it is, whether it is 0, whether it is 1, it is stored in +1 somewhere. So I'll do this, no, +1. So I'm taking this index over here as your output of this, right? So in output of this, whatever is stored, the new intensity that I'll place into my output image. That's what I have explained. I hope now there is no doubt, Mahek.
Clear, ma'am.
Great, good. Fine, then start working on this program. Do it. So is it done, everybody? Hello, here, online. The program is done or what? Please let me know here. Doing okay. What about the others? See, your attendance is just your response, huh? I'll just check the name who have responded. I'll mark the present accordingly. If you are not responding, it is totally fine. Fine, if you've done, you can write your numbers and you may leave. Please write down your enrollment numbers and you may leave. This is what I say. Nobody is entering the number. They don't want the attendance. Great. Fine, I'm about to end the session. If still anybody is remain to write their number, please write it down. Shivangi, Shreya, Shubham, Hinal. If you remain to write your number, please write it down.